Hi, I'm Sandy Jerome, and my script is First Man. Our second gentleman is a wife guy, a man known because his wife Kamala's job as our VP. Even today, we struggle to remember his name. But if Kamala is elected someday, Doug will fit nicely into the White House. He's from her world and has easily adapted to the upside down role of being a male first lady. But what if our first gentleman was famous on his own, used to being in the spotlight? Could he learn to take two steps back when standing next to his wife? What if he was a rich, overpaid Republican and she's a liberal Democrat? So, First Man is about an ambitious and focused newly appointed vice president who doesn't want anything to get in her way on the road to the White House. But when she reunites with her college sweetheart, she struggles to decide if our country is ready for a former pro baseball player with opposing political views as our unconventional first gentleman. But what if her heart has already decided? We have three main characters. Anna Rhodes, 40s, a U.S. Senator, recently appointed the VP after working tirelessly fundraising for the party. She's a liberal and passionate about improving things for her fellow Native Americans. And there's Jake. He's an injured major league ball player who has been sent down to the minors during rehabilitation because of his shoulder. Although accustomed to the limelight and scores of love affairs, Jake's totally unprepared for seeing Anna again. And then there's Wilma. She's named after Wilma Mankiller, the first female chief of the Cherokee Nation. And she's Anna's chief assistant, best friend, confident, and she's fiercely loyal, like a bulldog. After we meet our characters, the pilot story starts at the inciting meet cute moment when Anna has to take a last minute shower in the locker room before throwing out the first pitch at a minor league baseball game. Jip skips warm ups to soak his shoulder and happens upon Anna, but they fall into a naked mess after the watchdog Wilma tries to protect her screaming boss and adds to a photographer's picture of a wild threesome. Later, out on the field, Jake takes a moment to instruct Anna on how to best pitch a ball to make it to the plate and not embarrass herself. But Anna surprises Jake with a full wind up pitch that fires a ball across the plate, but connects with his private parts. We're all surprised on how quickly sparks fly between these two, with only a hint at a previous history. But then it's later revealed in a flashback where we learn that they were deeply in love in college. This explains why Anna and Jake, who have very little in common, have so much chemistry and passion. But she's a liberal and he's a gun toting rich Republican. The pilot ends with Anna making her first appearance as the newly confirmed VP with Jake at her side, but two steps back as he's been instructed by the bulldog Wilma. There's a cute montage of Anna and Jake on the campaign trail and some funny moments before we have a bookend ending last scene with Pete, Jake's former manager, who joins the campaign to continue coaching Jake. It's a dramedy, but the tone is funny at times. After Jake gives up his room to a teammate, Anna mistakes the girl who answered his hotel door as a groupie, and tempers flare as Anna leaves Jake standing naked in the hotel hallway. Conflict comes from the younger Wilma constantly telling Jake how to behave around her boss. The first season revolves around our driven protagonist trying to decide if Jake can be part of her life and if he's first gentleman material. The B story is the president's involvement in the scandal that forced the VP to resign and enabled Anna's appointment. Each episode usually involves a misunderstanding involving Jake, like when he shoots a deer that's been hit by a car, but it comes out that he's hunting out a season. In another episode, it's rumored that he will sign again with the Marlins, abandoning Anna's dreams for his own. The season ends with a cliffhanger. Will they get married or not? The second season revolves around the scandal and the resignation of President Walker at the end of the first season. But the highlights of the wedding and Jake's new job as first gentleman is the best part. And he wants to be called first man. He likes that better. Anna and Wilma are focused on the selection of the new VP. Now, during the third season, Jake remains a favorite with both parties, a small step towards reuniting the country. The Republican Party wants him to run for office, but do they have different motives? First Man is a 1 hour TV pilot with outlines for 10 episodes. Think of a strong female role like The Diplomat, but with Major League Baseball's Evan Longeria in the West Wing. Why now? Well, the country's never been so divided. In my marriage, one of us is a Republican and the other's a Democrat. If my script can show that two people with opposing views from different backgrounds but are deeply in love can make it, there's hope for our country. We need stories with heart. I write smart, female driven stories with heart. So why me? Well, I graduated from UCLA's screenwriting program. I won the Native American Media Alliance Fellowship twice, and I wrote a TV pilot, Blood Moon Wolf, a teen sci-fi comedy about a wolf turning into a girl. Now, during my previous NAMA fellowship, I wrote a Ted Lasso-like TV pilot, Dramedy, technically soccer, set in the exciting world of women's professional soccer and AI, artificial intelligence. My sci-fi thriller Last Woman is in the top 7% of Coverfly, and I've been a Nichols and an Austin Film Festival finalist with 5 different scripts. I have an animated sci-fi script being produced by Black Orb Studios. I have my cohorts also to help me.